Good morning, everyone. I am Vicki Edmondson, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. Today, I want to share with you a technique. It's called the Twisted Ribbon Technique. I did this card for a swap recently, team swap, and it's quite simple. It makes a really cute card, and I'm going to show you some different variations of it, a couple at the end of the video. So stick with me and I'll show you that at the end. Today I'm going to use the Boutique 6x6 DSP, and I will show you how we need to cut that in just a few minutes. And also I am using the die from the die set. And we'll use these three, and then this particular one is from the painted label dies. And then we will use the cup of tea, this sentiment, and we're going to use this cup here. We'll also be using this greenery and these little flowers, and these three cut out those items. And then you're just going to stamp our sentiment at the bottom of this layer here. So they are the dies that we're going to be using. First off, I'm going to show you how to do the actual technique. I took a piece of my grid paper from the Stamp-A-Ratus, and I'm going to use that to do this with. I'm going to show you that first. You're going to need a piece of Whisper, or Basic White rather, that is 1 5/8 by 5. I'm going to take a pencil, and I'm just going to put it here on this 1-inch line, and then you're going to mark every 1/2 inch down both sides. 1/2 inch, just a little pencil mark. And when you're done, these pencil marks should not show, but if they do, you can erase them if you don't get it perfectly on that line when we put the DSP on. So we're going to turn it, and we're going to go 1/2 inch on this long side. Okay, just like that. So you've got your marks on both sides of the strip here. Then I took, you're going to need coordinating DSP, and again I used the Boutique. This is the dominant pattern, I'm going to call it, and this is the less dominant pattern. And to do the strips, I'm going to lay that aside for a moment. We will take this piece that is 2.5 inches, 2.5 inches by, we're going to cut 1/2 inch pieces. So this is 2.5 inches wide, and we're going to put it on the 1/2 inch mark. And for the most dominant one, you're going to need 6 of these. So there's 1, 2, we're just cutting 6 of these, and for the less dominant one, you're going to need only 5. And 1 more makes 6, okay? And then we'll take this less dominant one. It coordinates with the other pattern there that I'm going to use. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the last one. I hope I'm not drawing the camera too much here for you guys. Okay, we'll take this trimmer and move it out of the way. Okay, so you've got your paper here with the little tick marks on each side. We're going to start out with the less dominant one. And for this, we also need our silicone craft mat so that if we get glue off the side, we won't get it on our surface. It will not stick to this, and when it dries, we just take it right off. Okay, so I'm going to lay it out like this to show you. You're going to go from here to here. I'm sorry. You're going to go from this top one to this one right here. You're going to put this strip here, the width of it, between these two lines. That's why we cut this at a 1/2 inch, and then you've got 1/2 inch marks here. So you're going to do like that and put it right on the corner, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my multi-purpose glue here. Oops, this is a new one, so it's going to squirt out on me, of course. There we go. Put that there. Okay, and again, right on that corner, and then right between those two. Okay, just like that. Now we're going to skip this one, and we're going to come down to this one like this. Okay, so I believe that's right. I haven't done one of these, my other sample, in a while. So yeah, we'll come down here. So this one to this one. And just like that, you can cover up. Oops, this gives you a little wiggle room, so just be careful. Okay, and then this one, this glue does not want to cooperate with me this morning, and I'm just going to go ahead and do the rest of these here. I'm sorry if I keep hitting the camera. I feel like I am. Okay, so here to here, hold that for a second. Then here to here. There we go. And then one final one from here to this very corner right there. Okay? All right. That takes care of those. Don't worry about that hanging off the edge. We will take care of that in a bit. Okay? So now you're going to take one of the patterned ones, the more dominant, I call it, of the DSP, and you're going to lay your first one down like this. And I will put the glue on the back of this time. Back of each one of these. Okay. And again, we're going from this top corner, right at the corner, to right here. Okay, just like that. And it doesn't matter, when I cut these, I lay these out in order of the way that I cut them, but you don't have to do that because it really doesn't matter. And then you're going to go from this one, this corner right here, to these corners right here. You're going to line that up between there. Okay. And next, we'll go from this corner here, line that right up there, and line that right there between that. I always keep a baby wipe close to me when I use the glue because I typically get it on my hands and it is very sticky. Okay, and then same here. And this is a technique that is not hard to do. I messed up the first couple that I did, but I just did it over and kept practicing, and finally I got it right. And if you can see, this is looking like a ribbon effect here. You want the same amount of space, so try to get the same amount of space. And we're going to go just like so, and right on the corner here. Just about like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to set this aside and let that glue dry. And we'll go ahead and put the rest of the card together, and I'll tell you what we will use. We're going to use the Pear Pizzazz ink, Starry Sky, and Crushed Curry are the inks that we're using. Have a Pear Pizzazz cardstock base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. And then you cut 2 inches off right here. It's your normal 8.5 by 5.5. Scored at 4 1/4, and then you're going to cut 2 inches off here from the front. Okay, then you'll need a piece, and I'm using Starry Sky for the inside. That's 5 1/4 by 4. That's going to go on the inside here. And then we will need a piece for the inside that is a 2 by 5. That's going to go right here. And then on the front flap, you need a piece of Starry Sky that is 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. That's going to be as your mat here on the front. And then I use that same less dominant DSP, and that is going to be matted right here on the front here. And that is 1 3/4 by 5 1/8. So let's just go ahead and get some of this glued together, and I'll show you in a minute what we're going to put on the front as our focal point. I hope you guys will try this. It is quite simple once you do a few of them. Like I said, it's been a while since I did my original pattern one, and then I had to think through it again. Okay, so now we're going to mount this on the inside. And we're going to leave a border here on the side like this. Okay, and next I'm going to go ahead and take this 2 by 5 piece, and it goes on the inside here. And when you adhere this, you want to make sure that when you close this, the white is not showing. So you won't have much of a border over here. This is where you can write your message. A little note on the inside. Okay. So what I do is I put it like this, and then I lay this over it to make sure, and then I give it a good rub. Okay, so there you go, like that. A little bit of extra glue there. Okay, and I'm going to take my bone folder now, and I'm going to make sure that I crease this very well. And now we will adhere this to the front flap. Just like so. I wanted to do this video specifically to show the girls that were in the swap with me exactly how to do this pattern ribbon technique, twisted ribbon. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to flip it over. And I have my sticky scissors designated by the little Dalmatian that's on there. And we're just going to cut this off on each side. Now, I always have scissors that are designated for sticky cutting because I don't want to mess up my good Stampin' Up! Snips, paper snips. So you just cut this around all the way. Even after the glue dries, it's still sticky, so you do not want to mess up your good scissors. There you go. Okay, let's get this out of the way. In the trash. And there you go. There's your ribbon. Well, make sure that you have, if it's directional, make sure you have it right side up when you put it on. I don't want my teacups upside down. So make sure that they're right side up. And then this is going to be mounted right here. It'll be even with this and just a little border here. And you want to be able to see your Starry Sky here, and you want to see your Starry Sky here. So we'll go ahead and mount this. And we'll make sure that it, as best we can, lined up even at the top and the bottom. My teacups are going the right way, and I've got my border. So there you go. There's the base of the card. And now I use those dies, and for the sentiment, I cut one of these out of the basic white. I did go ahead and stamp it with the Take Care of Yourself stamp. And I got a little bit of ink right here from the side of the block, but that's okay. It's not going to show. I die cut the greenery and the flowers. And what I did here, the flowers were crushed curry. And I stamped off once and then stamped again. And it gave me a lighter color of that crushed curry, which is what I wanted, to sort of mimic the lighter color in the flowers here. So each one of these flowers, the die cuts them out separately. So I adhered them here on the greenery. And then I'm going to take, I used Starry Sky to stamp the cup with, and then use the die to cut that out. And I'm going to put adhere it here on the very bottom. I'll put some multi-purpose glue here, just a little strand of it, and we're going to adhere the cup just like that. Okay, and I'm going to take some Wink of Stella and put on the flowers. Let's see. Put some Wink of Stella. This one's might be almost out. But put your Wink of Stella on those little crushed curry second generation stamped flowers. Okay, and you probably can't see that little bit of shimmer on them, but it's there. All right, and now I will take this, and I think, let's see. I think I'm going to pop this up. This is going to be popped up also, but I think I'm going to pop this up a little bit. And we're going to put dimensionals on this side here and adhere it right here. And then I'm going to use dimensionals on this as well. And I'll take your pick tool, and I'm going to use some of these dimensionals that I have cut in half to put at the top of my flowers here. Just like that. And then I'll use the other dimensionals to put on my teacup here. Okay. And I don't know if I can get one there. Let's see if I can on the handle. If not, it'll be okay. No, I think I'll take a little sliver here. Cut a little sliver right here with my sticky scissors. And see if this will fit right here, hopefully. I think so. Okay, yes. Now I'm going to put dimensionals here on the side. And take this, and you want it right along the side, a little bit off of the side. Okay. And we'll take these backings off with our handy dandy take your pick tool, and we will mount this kind of centered, but make sure you don't go over. You don't want those dimensionals to be stuck to this side here. Okay, now take these off. These others that I'm going to show you, two of them are basically the same type of layout, and one is a totally different layout, but using that ribbon technique as well. Okay, we're going to cover that little smudge up right there. We're going to tip the cup just a little bit. Okay, and there you go. Well, you know what? I have to take that one off because it is hanging over and going to stick to, there you go. Because the cup handle is hanging over, had to take that one off, but that's okay. So there you go. And you can add embellishments if you want. I think I will take the iridescent rhinestones, and I want to give a couple of those flowers just a little bit of bling. So I don't have any of my putty out on my putty end of the take your pick tool, so I'm going to do this. And it wants to stick to my fingers, so I'm going to put a little one right there. These iridescent rhinestones are really pretty. They're my favorite embellishment in the catalog. There you go. And that's how easy this twisted ribbon technique is. You've got a space here for your message. You've got a cute little embellishment or focal point on the front with your sentiment. And I will show you these two that I did. This is one that I made totally different, and I added ribbon here on the side. You could also put some ribbon on this one if you'd like, but this is the one that I did with the Butterfly Kisses DSP, and I used one of the dies there to make this into a flower. You need to cut 4 of these to make this flower. And then this is from a retired set. I just love this hybrid embossing folder, and I put Wink of Stella on that. And there's that ribbon technique again. And in this case, it doesn't matter because this is not directional, so it really doesn't matter. And then this one is a little bit different. I used the Wonderful Whirl 12 by 12 DSP that is free with Sale-A-Bration through the end of August. For every $100, if you purchase $100 worth of product, you could get this DSP free, and it's really, really pretty. And I used this design and this design for this card. And this is a little bit different. I used Melon Mambo and Basic White. I ran that through the Brick and Mortar 3D embossing folder. And I used Charming Sentiments, Faith Over Fear for that. And then on the inside, I just used this little part of the flower for the Wonderful Whirl, because with your $100 order, you get the stamp set and the DSP for your $100 qualifying order. So this one's a little bit different. You just put a panel in the middle, and these are cut at 3/4 of an inch versus the 1/2 an inch. And you only need 1, 2, 3, 4 of the less dominant one, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of the dominant one. And then I stamped the sentiment and popped it up on dimensionals. So there are some ideas for you, a way to use the twisted ribbon. And I hope you guys like this. And if you do like the video, please give me a thumbs up. That helps me with my YouTube analytics. And if you're not a subscriber, I'd appreciate if you subscribe. And if you see something here today, I'll have all the measurements and everything down below. And if you see a product or an idea that you do want to order, and you do not have a demonstrator in the United States that you currently deal with, I'd appreciate an order from you. This is my August host code. If your order is under $150, I ask that you please use that host code. If it's over $150, do not use that. You will get stamping rewards from Stampin' Up! To get other free items for yourself. So I appreciate you guys watching so much today. And until next Friday, I will hope you have a great weekend and a great week until next Friday. Thank you guys so much.